Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here. Welcome back to some more of our road to the league. And, well, we're at the end of the season. And if you can see season review, we actually just knocked it out of the park. Let's just look at it right now. We won the league 103 points, almost a 10-point gap between us and Witten Albion. I have went to about May 7th. Well, it is May 7th. Which is when the playoff has been through, and Witten Albion won the playoff in that one. So look at this. Let's go through this. The season review. Then we'll look at some stats, look through the players, and kind of go through that before we jump right into what we're going to be doing for the summer, because we're also going to have the summer transfer window here. So, end of season review. Allergies are kicking up this time of year, so if I sound nasally, that's why. So here it is for the season. Ashton Me, we got from Stockport County at a 7.53 rating with 27 goals and 15 assists from that attacking midfield. Just a great signing. He did absolute work. Played in 49 appearances and then one as a substitute. Danny, we brought him in, kind of weakened a fellow squad in, but he had the most goals or second most goals in the league last year. Well, I think he did it again. 24 goals, 10 assists, and a 7.31. Played in 42 starts. Keith Hayes, this one from Shrewsbury Town. Now, with him, I don't think his contract ends after this year. Actually, it does. We could possibly get him. Shrewsbury Town is at League 2. Maybe. I'd love to bring him back if we could. We'll see how that is. We'll put him in kind of like the potential signings portion. We'll just see. Brought in Seb Drummond about halfway through the year. He played 33 starts. He was pretty good as well. Brought in Liam Wallace. We played a little bit from Marsh United. He played here and there. Only one game, 8 substitute at a goal and assist. Nothing crazy there. Hayward, the board isn't happy with what we had him contract wise. I don't think his contract is really that bad. I think it's 15.5. I don't think that's a bad contract for a guy like this. We're definitely not going to sign him for next season, just because he doesn't have the speed to play up to the Vanarama North or South. I think we'll be in the Vanarama North, but I'm not sure. Sean Lawrence didn't really play a lot, but he had 2 goals, 3 assists. He did get that long-term injury mid-season-ish. I don't think... I thought there was an injury one here, but we're going to have to go up here. So it was a torn hamstring that he had, and it was... Left side was not great. Doesn't look like it's going to cause him issues in the future. No problems there. It's just, it was kind of unfortunate because he was coming in as a sub, and I thought he was playing pretty well. But with that tear, he kind of missed out on the games he could have played. Adala was just a substitute. We had to bring in more defensive portions because people wanted them. On the outs, Darren Broderick to Oldham United. I mean, I felt fine with a lot of these. Henderson probably wasn't the greatest one, but with the payroll change, I thought that was all right. And then we released a bunch of players as well. So in the league itself, our home attendance was about 18%, about 1,000. Marlon Tate was our top goal scorer for us. Board gave us an A+. We were supposed to finish around 6th or 7th. We had first. FA Cup knocked out by Shrewsbury Town. And then FA Trophy was Shildon. Goal of the season was one of me. So it was the first goal in this game against Bradford Park Avenue. Let's see. Let's see the goals. Here it is. And that was a good shot. All right, so notable deals we had to know. We had some good cash flow here. It's about the same sponsorship wise. Broadcast, we didn't really have any, but corporate and hospitality, that was a good increase in competition prize money. But we're getting this money up, which was great. We played a 5-2-3. I think we're going to play a 5-2-3 next season as well. Club awards. We saw that goal of the season. Ashton Mee was a signing of the season and young player and fans player as well. Sweeney's in here with the most assists with 22. I don't know if he's going to be staying with us because I think he is opted. So we'll see if he stays to get promoted. I'm hoping he does, but we might see what we can do. Might sell him for 50K. I don't know. We'll kind of see. Marlon Tate was ultimately the most top goal scorer at this point. Most assists, we went through that. Man of the match was Ashton Mee. Most assists by a player in the season, that was 22 by Oliver Sweeney. Broke it. Wilcock had 20 shutouts this season. And then most man of the match was Ashton Mee. So we played great. We didn't get any coach awards. We were 2 or 3. And then Southport, obviously we're up there. Southport owed their promotion to power into the middle of the season. They really set them on their way. There was a good stretch in there that we had it. So, what we'll be looking at? Where's the stadium ticket prices? So going up a little bit. So we're gonna get a little bit more money. I think going into next season. They project. I mean, we had a lot of ticket prices from the FA Cup, so I would project this to actually be lower, like it says. And then looking through here, we actually did also get a new contract that was given to us. We had that. And looking through, season break was here. New season reports. Club vision. Here's our club vision. We've agreed it's pretty much the last thing. All right, we are back. Yeah, allergies. So social medias went up by 1,000. Our supporters influence are high on the board. Now, I didn't see this before, so that is big. We're going to make sure we're keeping the supporters happy. But a lot of Fairweather fans, because of our success, kind of dropping down our core fans a little bit, but that is mostly because our fan base is increasing rather than people moving from core to Fairweather fans. So there is that. I think as we get the amount up, I think maybe those Fairweather fans will go elsewhere and become core, hardcore. We'll kind of see as we go up the league. So for the league itself, Marlon Tate had 27. Cody Jackson of Winton Albion, who's been promoted with us, had 34 goals and 6 assists. This man was an absolute monster. So under here is where our last where our guy was. Third will be Arthur Raymond or Reynald. Average rating, Ashton Mee had the highest one, so that's good. Most assists, Sweeney's here for 17. Ashton Mee had more man of the matches. We had the most clean sheets, so I felt good with that. Now, on the playoff games, in extra time, Winton Albion beat Workington, and FC United of Manchester beat Nanwich Town, in which they lost to Winton Albion 3-0. So, again, after not actually taking our job or like our suggestion job wise, while they're all 1 here in 3, we have actually gotten this team even higher than they are. So this is where we're at. 1-star in youth recruitment. We upgraded it 1 more time this season. Youth facilities only 1-star. Training facilities at 1.5, and reputation might go up. We'll have to see at the new year. Finances. we come out pretty well, actually. We came out probably even next season. This is what we're projecting, and I think it's going to be a bit better. For the cash given, they gave us a little bit of a transfer budget here, but our payroll can increase about 200,000. I don't think we're going to spend 200,000. I think we'll probably spend around 550, and we'll kind of see how that goes. Our targets right now that we're looking at that we made a bid is Michael Carey, but this might be a difficult bid because AFC Filed is in here, and there's a couple other teams from the Vanarama Net. Well, there's more than a couple teams, so it's possible we're not going to get him. I'm not going to overpay for him though, so we'll see what we can do. And then I think I did one other bid here. I was thinking about Jose Valente Chabanco. But the thing is, we don't play with wingers. So without him being able to attack or anything, this is a guy that can play mid, but he can't play defense. So it's like, you really train him to play here when Ashton Mee is there. I just don't think you really do it. It's kind of unfortunate. Hakeem here looks great, but his acceleration and his speed stuff, he's just not it. Whitby Town is the one that's giving the pursuit there, and I just don't see it with them. Wingers, I mean, Dougie Simpson from Liverpool might be the most logical that we could get. We did get some actual look at him, but this is an unknown as well. He's better than Gucci, so it'd be him and Patterson maybe. So we'll kind of see with that, and then look at the other ones. Like, they don't have big interest, so we'll kind of see where they're at. What we will be going with, at least into this next season, is Sweeney might be out. And we know we want to keep in probably what we have here. And I'm likely also going to have Haywood out. So we're likely looking at this as our starting. I might want to upgrade on defense, probably a little bit. I'm not sure if Parker can actually play that, and he is not as fast, so I probably want to use Seb here. And then looking at like Davis, well, he's got some speed. He is 25, so that helps. Rice's 21, that might be one as well that we might have to do. Jack Patterson's in here as well, but I don't think he's going to get better than he is right now. Ashton Mee, I like him playing this position here. Danny, I'm not exactly sure. And Tate right now is not actually growing, so it's a bit of an issue. Tate's not really getting better than he is now. So there's kind of that. A lot of these guys down here are likely leaving, or we're selling them. Likely Clark wanted put in his transfer. He is likely going to be out. I just don't see him like getting better at this point. So realistically, we need to plug at least 3 holes with starters and likely a couple of midfield prospects as well. So yeah, a lot of work to be done. All right, so it took me a while because we had so many issues. I had to learn about the ESC. I thought it went, if you couldn't get a work permit, you can give out an ESC, but that's not exactly the case because ESC also has regulations with it as well. So I actually didn't know about that. And we'll bring up the ESC portion here to give you an idea of what it is. So, and this is really bright. Sorry if you're watching this in dark mode, but this is still the requirements. And the issue was I was trying to get a player from Slovakia, and he actually could not get either one of those. So unfortunately, even though he was a great player at the level I was looking for, yeah, I couldn't bring him in. So that wasn't great. So what I ultimately had to do was just kind of go through both the short list. I also went through a bunch of time with the scouting and went like throughout, cut it back from Europe to UK and Ireland and kept on looking for players. And what we turned into was, I'm looking for the transfer is what I'm looking for. Here it is. We made a lot of stuff. So with this, looking at the guys that went out, really we had no one go out. It was just one that Deshaun Lawrence went to Tamworth on a free. Nothing big. He was on a non-contract in the first place. But all of our signings are technically on the left side of the season, which is kind of weird. So the cutoff is right here. So everyone below this are new signings, and they're all frees. So, I mean, that's not really a shock here. Andrew Creasley coming over from Man City. A youngster coming through. We're going to be seeing if he can play this wing position at 18 years old. He's coming in and only is coming in as the playing time that he wanted was only a breakthrough prospect. So it wasn't a big issue bringing him in, which was great with that. So we'll have him sitting on the bench, good natural fitness. He is only 5'9", so we're pretty much only going to use him as the wing back on the right side. We are training him for the left side as well. And that's our first one. I thought was good. Lee Kai-young, I saw him, South Korean. Came in, fringe player is what he agreed to. And yeah, we just needed some more depth in the midfield since we went ahead and released Gucci on a free. So we just needed some more depth there. Aaron Tor from Manchester United, another youngster coming through. We needed him. He's going to be an important player. I think he's ultimately going to play this position out wide. As we start, we do have a couple injuries with Davis right now, so that's why why Hayward's playing out here still. But Tor is going to be our wing back on the right side, and I think he could do it fairly well. Now, he's pretty much a player at our level right here. I think he could do some good work for us. I think he can get a little bit better than Sonny Davis and pretty much equal to Greasley. So, I mean, I feel like our wing backs are pretty much solid with the four that we have. Next one, Max Smith, coming out from Grimsby Town. Now, Grimsby Town is at the league right above us. So he comes in. He's technically a leading regional premier player. I think he's just on the cusp of like going up and down over divisions wise. He was actually rated as a 15-1 player. He'll likely actually take the scoring title. But I think he's going to come through and put a lot of work for us. Playing for Grimsby Town at the Revamp National League at a 6.34. He's just not at that level. He was at Harrogate Town, 6.534 goals and 29 appearances. And then at League 2, where Harrogate Town was, where they got relegated that year up in League 2, not great there, but did stuff, did some decent play, I'd want to say. Just the average is not great there. But then kind of bouncing around between Harrogate Town again in League 2. I mean, he's put some good time in there, but I feel like maybe Grimsby Town just didn't have the team for him. Could be it. And then Ryszard Kobaki from Blackburn Rovers. Bring him in, Polish. I mean, he's at this player. He's at this level. So he's a good player for this. Didn't really play for Blackburn Rovers since they are at the Sky Bet League Championship. But good aggression. We're kind of training him to be a DM and play a little bit out on wing back. I think we're just training him as a DM right now. He's kind of going to be a guy that can come up and not really great at passing, but is good and aggressive, okay in tackling, good in technique. And we just need a player that could possibly play up top if we need him, and just kind of around the team as we needed some depth. Not the fancy assignment. Next one, Jamie Jones, coming over from Manchester United. Now, even though he's a breakthrough prospect, this guy looks like he can do absolute work for us. Being in that DM role, has good finishing, but I think also he can come up and play as an attacking mid, probably more effectively than Kobaki can. He has good finishing, bravery's there, vision, teamwork, good passing. I mean, this is a guy that is really going to dish the ball around, and, well, get him on a freeze. Great. We're going to just call him Aronson. Aronson here, we needed more depth and defender. I don't think he's going to be starting at this point. No, it's going to be Billison, Drummond, and Parker. We haven't got the Billison yet. But I think he's going to be our first sub on defense. Another player can play at this level. I mean, what we saw here is we can only attract players that play kind of at the Revamp National League North or South side. I mean, that's fine in the grand scheme of things that we can stay at this level. And I think we did a good upgrade for our depth here. And then last one, Charlie Bilson, who will be playing on defense. This man can play everywhere. And I do like the fact that while he can play everywhere, he does have both strong left, right foot. So this will be great. I think I might put him as our our middle backer, really, instead of Drummond here, just because I think he can dish the ball left or right if need be from there. We have a couple of injuries going into the season. Sonny Davis is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. Kobaki will be out 8 days to 3 weeks. So those two will be out. But I'm feeling pretty decent about what we have so far. So in the league itself, season preview, we are expected to be third, vying for a playoff. Same thing as Whitten Albion. So with that being said, the board wants a top half finish. So this is technically within what the board wants if we can propel ourselves up here. Now, Accrington was, I think they were relegated. No, they were 7th. They were regulated a couple of years. Actually, they've been in a steady decline for a couple of years now. Having some issues staying up in the league. So they start in this at League 1. Okay, that's... I could see why they would say that they should have it. Kind of looking through. I don't see a lot of... Wow. There's a lot of mix. No one really has a side. Maybe it's accidentally a little bit. Is really good. They seem like the team to really come out and do a lot more work. Wow, okay. This is going to be a team effort with this one if we're to actually be up here at third. I feel like the North, though, is probably a bit better for us to be in than the South. Like, we've played South Shields before. We've played Geisley. I think we've played Mr. Harriers. I know we've played maybe Marine before. Obviously, Whitten Albion. And Efforty Town came from our division itself. So I feel like we are in probably the one that's a little bit easier, because this... with Weston Superman here, Ramsgate, Maidenhead United. You have Enfield Town, Dorking Wanderers are in here. Yeah, I definitely feel like we're in probably the easier of the two divisions. As for money, you saw that we spent, a good portion of money. Now, that's not in transfer budget. I did have to move some. We spent maybe about 60,000 or so scouting. Not a big deal there. But that is because we went ahead and asked the board to improve training facilities. So they'll be ready in 2 months. Those will be up there. I've also asked for an extra scout, an extra coach. We have those lined up. We kind of changed the coaching staff a little bit in this. So we have some good coaching in the attack, fitness, and the mentals. So we do like that. Not the greatest in goalkeeping wise, but I think our goalkeeper is one of the best in the league in the first place. I think with this, we should be pretty good in what we need to do for our team. So maybe we get a little bit better. I mean, that's 8th and 4th. So maybe we're okay over on that. I also changed the coaching staff for the under 18s as well. So we'll see what they can do. I don't know why these guys are considered available for the under 18s. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's a tactics issue. Not there. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't be, but we'll kind of see. Okay. So that's what we're going to be going with. I feel like we're going to have a pretty good season. Now, the board does not like how we haven't really signed a lot of under 23 players. We have there, but we didn't really see a lot of players that could really fill that gap. They don't like that we're not building the club's reputation. I'm working on it. The supporters just want mid-table finish, nothing crazy. And I feel like that should be fine. Unfortunately, we weren't able to retain Sweeney. He went out on a free. Maybe we can bring him back. I'm going to actually take a look at that. All free transfers. But all release players. Sweeney is not on a team. Can I bring him back? Yeah, see, he doesn't want to join us, but that's one thing that's always like confused me. While he doesn't want to play us, he's not playing for a team. So why wouldn't he want to play for us? I don't know. I guess he cannot play soccer. That's fine. You're not gonna play football, my guy. I don't know. The club atmosphere, I feel like we're decently fine with this. Patterson does have an issue, but we gave him a deal. We're kind of back and forth. Finally, he reduced his asking to about 35 instead of about 40. Right now, we're actually using... I did move this up, but I didn't have to move it up, actually. The max I'm saying I'm spending is 609. We got to the point where we wanted to, which is about 550, 560. So we can maybe have 1 or 2 big signings in January to kind of put us over the edge if we need it. Our projections on the year, they say we're going to lose 1.14 million. I think that's mainly because we spent a bunch of money on that. Let's see, how much money was that actually? The expenditure was like 800K, I think. Here it is. So yeah, it was about 800K that we put towards getting the next star in training facilities, or the next half star. So they'll be at 2 stars. I think we're going to stay with this for a little bit. With the probably 2, 1, and 1. I would probably like to get better training facilities, but we'll see how these guys really play. I don't see a lot of players that have like large potential that need to grow. We pretty much signed a lot of players that are at their potential or a little bit lower. So I don't expect a lot of growth from this group. I think 1 year at this level will probably be able to grow some players, but I think we're going to have to see how people play. We'll just go with the hot hand and see if anyone in particular grows. And if they keep on growing, then kind of keep them in and see how it goes. So that's kind of the deal that we're going with this season. So to start the season, We're going to see AFC Sudbury, Kettering Town, and Hyde United next episode. 2 of them at home. I still have the largest field we can do because I still want to spread out this defense that we're going to be playing against. We'll see that we don't play into the FA Cup until September because we're a league higher. We don't enter for one to 2 rounds later. I think it's just 1 round later. I think before we were entering in the 3rd round. We enter now in the 2nd round. And then the FA Trophy doesn't start until November for us because we enter in the 2nd round as opposed to, I think, the 1st or maybe the 4th qualifying round. We were last year entering in that. So the cups are a little bit behind for us. We'll have a good month and a half of league games before we even hit the FA Cup, which is nice. And then we'll be drawing against higher level teams. I think first qualifying round we'll start to see football league teams, and it's not until like the 1st or 2nd round that I think the higher teams like the championship and the Prem enter. But I could be wrong on that because I haven't played up where I've had to pull in the FA Cup at this level and contrast it with the higher level teams. I don't remember all that stuff off the top of my head. So that is going to be it for this episode. A lot of stuff going on, but hey, it happens. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to record. This will be the last live, or not really live, but the last episode or so it'll be recording. I'll start recording ahead so we still have Football Manager next week. And a little bit after that because I am going to Florida. So if you put any of the comments down below for any of the Football Manager episodes, I will get to them and they will be reflected. And by the time probably we get to the next bit of games and recording after I'm back, will probably be towards the end of the season, depending on how the season goes. So thank y'all for joining me. Go leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.